وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
قُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا. And we said, now go down all of you from here. Hubut we shall find in the next section inshallah, that it means going down from one place which is higher to a place which is lower. And this word is used for settling down also. From Bedouin life to settled life in towns and cities, this is also hubut. This will come in Quran in the next inshallah hour. قُلْنَا اهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى. Now whenever there comes some guidance to you from me, فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ, so whosoever will follow and obey my guidance, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, there will be no fear for them, nor shall they grieve. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا. As for those who disbelieve and belie our ayat, our signs. Now these are two words. Kafaru, disbelieve. وَكَذَّبُوا, belie. You say it is a lie. And those who disbelieve and belie our ayat, أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ, they are the people of fire, whum fiha khalidun, and they will dwell in it forever. Now, as I told you, number one, in this section we find the position of man on earth. He is the vicegerent of Allah on earth. He has been given the command even over the angels. All the angels prostrated before him. So he has the authority here. He can do whatever he likes. Number three, he was given the faculties of acquiring knowledge of everything. This knowledge, is going, to those dimensions which are astonishing. Let me quote here a couplet from Allama Iqbal. उरूज आदम खाकी से अंजुम सहमे जाते हैं कि ये टूटा हुआ तारा महे कामिल न बन जाए. This man, created of clay, where he is going, where he has reached, actually it is out of that knowledge, that faculty of knowledge, acquired knowledge. But in the end is the mention of the revealed knowledge. Imma yatiyannakum minni hudan. So these are two types of knowledge. One is the acquired knowledge, the scientific knowledge that we acquire through our senses, our intellect, our reasoning. The other is the given knowledge, the revealed knowledge, which comes through revelations, inspirations, through Anbiya, through prophets, these books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the second knowledge. Al-ilmu ilman. These are the two types of knowledge which we should understand discreetly, separately from each other. One knowledge is acquired through those faculties which were given to Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. And the other knowledge is given through wahi, through the prophets and messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the beginning was the mention of the first knowledge, and in the end of this section is the mention of the second knowledge. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى فَمَن تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Now here the four first sections of this surah, they have been completed. I told you they are tamheedi. They are preliminary discussions. Now starts the section of 10 continuous sections of this surah, in which we find a direct address to Bani Israel, the former Muslim Ummah. Out of these 10 sections or 10 rukus, you can divide them into two. Now this analysis is very important because you can keep these things, in your mind through this analysis. The first section, comprising of 7 ayat, is very important because this is the section of da'wah. Bani Israel are being called to accept the message of the prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But from the second, or we should say from the 6th section till the 15th or the 14th, that is actually so to say, charge sheet, a continuous charge sheet against that ummah. You did this thing wrong, you did this thing wrong, you broke the covenant here, you broke the promises with Allah there, and you created new things in your deen. You are having wishful thinking about the akhirah. all these things, a continuous charge sheet against them, on the basis of which they were deposed from that position which was held by them for 2,000 years, being the representatives of Allah on earth. And then the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was to be installed in the place of that former Ummah. So now this section, inshallah, we shall read. And that is 7 ayat which are very important. Ya Bani Israel, askuru ni'mati allati anamtu alaykum, wa awfu bi'ahdi ufi bi'ahdikum wa iyaya farhabun. O sons of Israel, Bani Israel, sons of Israel, O children of Israel. Israel is actually the laqab, title of Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. In Hebrew language, Israel means Abdullah, bondsman of Allah. Isr, Il is for Allah, Isr is for Abd. So Abdullah and Israel, they are the same. Abdullah in Arabic, Israel in Hebrew. Ya Bani Israel, askuru ni'mati allati anamtu alaykum. O sons or children of Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you, and fulfill your obligations of my covenant, so that I fulfill my obligations of your covenant with you. Ya Bani Israel, askuru ni'mati allati anamtu alaykum, wa awfu bi'ahdi, ufi bi'ahdikum, wa iyaya farhabun, and fear nobody except me. Now this is the call given to Bani Israel. What was the covenant? That we shall read in ayah number 157 of Surah Al-Araf. That they were, Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he prayed for mercy for his nation, for his people, Bani Israel, forever. Allah said, my real mercy will be reserved for those of you who will believe in Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, al-Nabiyyul Ummi, al-Rasul al-Nabiyyul Ummi, who will come to them, and about whose signs they will be mentioned in Torah with them. Whosoever will believe in him and help him, then actually the best mercy will be reserved for those people. Awfu bi'ahdi, now you must fulfill the obligation that you made the covenant with me, so that I fulfill my part of the covenant. وَآمَنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلْتُ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَكُمْ, and believe in what I have sent down, that is Quran, مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَكُمْ, which testifies and confirms that which is with you. It is confirmed. Quran confirmed that Torah was given to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. It is a divine book. It was given, it is divine guidance. So it is confirming that which is with you. وَلَا تَكُونُوا أَوَّلَ كَافِرٍ بِهِ, and don't become the first kafirs and disbelievers. You should be the first to believe. You should be the first to accept him, not to deny him, not to refuse to accept him. وَلَا تَشْتَرُوا بِآيَاتِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا, and don't purchase and don't accept very tiny prices, very low price for what I have given you for these ayat, ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. Then وَإِيَّايَ فَاتَّقُونَ, and have fear only of me. وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ, and don't mix falsehood with truth. Now, تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ, libas, what is libas? It is actually covers our bodies, our dress. So you cover the reality by something which is false. This Quran is real. The prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is real. And now you are trying to cover it with some false allegations. وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ, don't cover haqq, reality, with batil, with falsehood. وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ, and don't try to conceal reality. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, knowingly, when you know, you have recognized Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam due to his qualities that were mentioned in Torah. You have come to know that he is the prophet, the last prophet, and you are trying to hide and conceal this truth. وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, don't do it knowingly. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and establish the prayers. These have all been, all the Sharia that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to any of his messengers. The integral part has been salah. You must have some prayers. Although the forms have been different, rules and regulations have been different, number of prayers have been different, but it has been an integral part of all divine shari'ahs that there was namaz, there was salah, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and pay the charity that is compulsory charity. وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ, and bow before Allah along with those who are bowing. Now this is actually a very good, pointing towards the Muslims. You see the Muslims, in this very city, you are dwelling in Medina, in your own city now, Muhammad and his companions, they are prostrating before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a congregation. Go and join this congregation. They are making ruku, they are making sajda, they are prostrating, they are bowing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why are you keeping away? وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ. Do you enjoin and order people towards goodness, good virtue, وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ, and you just forget yourselves? All the sermon is for others, not for you. All the good things and good deeds are for others, not for you. أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابَ, and you are reading the book of Allah. This character of yours, how it is absolutely opposite, contradictory to the book of Allah that you read and you believe in. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ, don't you understand? وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ, and seek help with patience and prayers. وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ, and these prayers is definitely very hard, except on those إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ, who have really submitted themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الَّذِينَ يَظُنُّونَ أَنَّهُمْ مُلَاقُو رَبِّهِمْ, those who believe that they will have to meet their Lord, وَأَنَّهُمْ إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ, and that they have to return to Him anyhow. يَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ اذْكُرُوا نِعْمَتِيَ الَّتِي أَنْعَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ. Why this repetition? I told you in the previous session that the first section of this continuous address, it is a da'wah, a call, a persuasion. The style of persuasion in da'wah is different. And the style of blaming someone, charge sheeting him, actually that style is different. So these are two different styles. The 7 ayat of the previous section, actually, they are for da'wah, for inviting them to accept Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to believe in him, in Quran, and be his companions, his helpers, and to fulfill the covenant that they made through Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which will be described in detail in Surah Al-Araf in ayah number 157. But from here actually starts a long charge sheet against the wrongdoings and evil deeds of Bani Israel throughout their history. So essentially there are several incidents mentioned in these ayat, and they have been mentioned here very briefly, because some of them have been described in detail in the Makki surahs. In Surah Al-Araf, for example, many things have been discussed in detail. In Surah Al-Qasas, many things have been given in detail. So here there are references. So we shall not be able to go into detail because we have to complete this recitation of four sections of this surah now. Ya Bani Israel, O children of Israel, O progeny of Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam, uskuru ni'mati allati anamtu alaykum, remember the blessings that I gave on you, I bestowed upon you, the favors that I did to you. وَأَنِّي فَضَّلْتُكُمْ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ, and I preferred you, I raised you over all the nations of the world. There's a very big testimony being given here to the Jews, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at one time in history, He chose them out of all the peoples, all the men on earth, and He gave them the position of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's representative on earth. That was the highest position given to them. أَنِّي فَضَّلْتُكُمْ عَلَى الْعَالَمِينَ وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا. Now there is a warning. And be fearful and be mindful of the day. لَا تَجْزِي نَفْسٌ عَنْ نَفْسٍ شَيْئًا, when nobody will be able to avail anybody else's help. وَلَا يُقْبَلُ مِنْهَا شَفَاعَةٌ, nor an intercession would be accepted from anybody. وَلَا يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهَا عَدْلٌ, nor any compensation will be accepted from anybody. وَلَا هُمْ يُنْصَرُونَ, nor they will be helped from any quarter. Now this is a very profound ayah, the Day of Judgment, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given 4 things about it. No intercessions will be useful, beneficial. Nobody will be able to help anybody else. Nobody will be able to present some compensations, and nobody will be accepted in place of somebody else. You won't be able to relieve your own sons or daughters. You won't be able to relieve your parents, your father or mother. Everybody would have to face his own accountability, his own deeds. لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. And for every human being, there is nothing except for which he himself worked and he himself took the labor of doing something. Only the reward will be of those things. But whatever he did, he will find it, he will see it before him.